I've been probably brought in for questioning, but yeah.
That's true. That is true. Welcome, friends, to Dawn Agreement, a D&D5E actual play. This is the Book of Rorvin, Chapter 3. We're a little behind everybody else, but that's okay. We'll catch up quickly. Rorvin, as you may recall, last time you were what some would call black bag. When you awaken, you feel some time has passed. Bag is still on your head, but there's a nice breathing hole for you to get some fresh, succulent oxygen. Now, you might expect being captured, probably going to be some bad smells, right? There's some crisp air here, you know? It's fresh. It's not bad. Certainly smelled worse in your time. As you're coming to consciousness, what is your passive perception? This is where a man opens D&D Beyond quickly.
I have I think it's just 11.
Okay. You hear some muttering, and then you like barely hear someone go, "Ah, it's waking up." You hear the sound of a key being inserted into some iron lock being turned, and then step, step, step. Someone takes a bag off of your head. The two people before you are wearing mirrored masks. These are like full head masks with just eye holes and a mouth hole that are mirror finish, so that when you look into them, you just see yourself looking back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You ever
so
seen
like
these things?
just the eyeballs in the mouth are mirrored, not like the whole face.
No,
is
the
like
whole
a mirror.
no, the whole face is mirrored. The cutouts. If you've seen the advertising for New World, it's like that, or like Man in the Iron Mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that.
Gotcha. Right.
So the person who's standing in front of you just kind of coughs politely. They have a very masculine voice. And the other person standing beside him has a somewhat more feminine voice. They're both wearing, beyond just the masks, like large, puffy, almost like they were Halloween ghosts. So it would be difficult to tell what their body shape and size would be. And you hear the woman say, "Welcome, Lieutenant Rorvin. Just know you're not in too much danger right now, assuming that you cooperate with us. We're going to try to get you out of here pretty soon. We're going to untie you from that rack in just a few minutes and let you stretch and go to the bathroom. Wanted to know about your dinner options. Are you vegetarian, or are you okay with meat? And do you prefer water, juice, or wine?"
I'll just take water, and I am fine with meat.
Okay. All right. That's very. Thank you for being so straightforward and cooperating. A lot of people, their first time, they don't really understand this. We're contractors for someone who is a lot more powerful than you, so don't think about hunting us down or anything. We do our best to remain anonymous so that you don't have anything to go on to track us down. We just need to get some questions answered from you in your most delicate state, when you'll be the most truthful. So we're gonna exit the room here very shortly, but we're gonna untie you first. Please don't try anything. We know that you are a bard. We'd appreciate if you didn't try using any magic.
What's the safe word, may I ask?
Okay.
Usually it's sort of.
So the guy goes, "All right, very funny. So listen up. Just do what we ask. Answer some questions for us. We'll feed you, we'll water you, and then we'll make sure that somebody finds you at some point. Okay? Wise guy."
You've left this open. Do I have my stuff on me, or do they?
You do.
Me?
They haven't removed any of your stuff from you, but you are, chained to a wall rack.
Okay.
All right. So bad cop slams his hand beside your head so that you know that he's serious, and then he takes a few steps back, and his partner goes, "Okay, walk it off. It's fine." All right. So I'm gonna unchain you now. If you could please promise not to do anything.
All right.
Then, there's some toilet facilities over there in the corner. We're just going to let you do that privately. We're going to leave. We'll be back in, let's say, 10 minutes. And once the questioning is finished, we'll get you a meal, and then we'll get out of here. And, you know, it kind of seemed like you had some sort of attaché. We'll make sure she finds you, you know, before you suffer any ill. You really don't want to stay down here for too long. You know, we open up a new ventilation hole, but it is a dungeon filled with rats. So, you know, we like to have our workplace a certain level of cleanliness, but there is something to be said for, you know, risk of infection or rat bites. Or I heard that there's were-rats here, so Silver Marsh could be a dangerous place. Anyway, and she unlocks your bindings, stepping back slowly and cautiously.
Okay.
The two of them begin leaving the room. They relock the door on their way out, but then they go walking off. They appear to be discussing the local wizardry sport that you saw. Like, they're placing bets between themselves on which teams will win.
Do I hear it, like what the particular teams are?
Oh, yeah. Listen, they're both trying to bet on the Southpaw Jenkins. But it's not really like who's gonna win. It's like how they'll win.
Right.
You know,
Trying to figure.
The question is whether they'll win on points or whether they'll catch a small golden ball that ensures ultimate victory.
But they're both rooting for that side.
Yeah, they're both sure that the Southpaw Jenkins are gonna win for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no question.
Okay. I think Rorvin does is just sit in the chair waiting with like his one leg over the other.
You're not going to go to the bathroom or anything?
Look,
you go off camera. I just want to know whether you're holding it in or not. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know if it's a situation where you feel like I need to go use the bathroom.
Yeah, you feel like you need to. You could hold it if you wanted to. You know, you're not like I'm going to explode.
Oh, okay.
But you could use the bathroom if you wanted to, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that's an equilibrium state that most people reach. I could go if I wanted to.
Okay, I'll go use the bathroom, but I want to do like the most annoying whistle tone as possible, like doing the Andy Griffith song on repeat.
Well, you're a bard, so I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. I mean, if you want to be annoying, you've trained classically in doing this. All right, so a few moments later, you're washed up and they come back. You can see a nice, juicy, delicious T-bone steak, well seasoned and grilled, next to a plate of mixed vegetables from the Silver Marsh region, which include some nice steamed broccoli and a pitcher of water. And the two of the men are, and the man goes, "All right, so look. Again, we don't want to hurt you. You just need to answer our questions. Every time you lie to us, though, I'm going to have to do something. And you're not going to like it."
Oh, my.
So the woman steps forward and is like, "Okay, come on. Please take this seriously. This is our job. We have reputation on the line."
Oh, I am taking this almost seriousness. Now, again, what was the safe word? You didn't speak it. All you were talking about some wizardry game.
Lieutenant Nursk. You have good ears. Lieutenant Nursk. You recently met with Imperial candidate Augur Fortuna, yes or no?
Yeah.
What did the two of you discuss?
Philosophy.
Two of them look at each other, and the one with the masculine voice is like, "Oh, I popped my fingers earlier, so I can't do it now." There's some fist crunching motions, all right? And then there's the neck popping. I did that earlier too. Oh, right. I got a little one there, but I don't know if the microphone picked it up. What kind of philosophy?
Oh, something about how things should be, and perhaps the ideal way is not the ideal way. Stuff like that.
Do you intend to put the support yourself and your family behind the Imperial candidate Augur Fortuna?
I have no intentions at all.
You have no intentions.
No.
So you have not come here to support any Imperial candidates.
No.
All right. The two of them are looking at each other, and you get the idea that there was a script to these questions, and a lot of that script just got thrown out the window. What do you know about Lieutenant Staragius?
Who?
That's out of character. That's the guardsman lieutenant who provided you with Caven and has been supporting your investigations.
I know.
Okay. All right. So at this point, the guy just like, all right, look, buddy, I didn't want to have to do this. And then he bends down and he reaches under his robes and he pulls out a rabbit. And then in his hand, there's like a really sharp knife. You lie to me again, I'm going to start hurting this rabbit in front of you. When I'm done hurting the rabbit, he takes the knife and he points it your way. I'm going to start hurting you. Now look, I like you, and I'm supposed to return you alive. But there are a lot of ways you can be alive, but no longer be intact. Now this is a cute, tiny bunny rabbit. I don't want to have to hurt it. Don't make me do this because you have to lie to us. Tell me.
Did they keep me restrained, or they left me unrestrained?
You're unrestrained. You have all your equipment.
Okay.
They don't appear to consider you to be a threat to them.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
How threatening do you want to be?
Huh?
I mean, you could. I mean, there's enough space. You could draw your sword and start stabbing right now. You tell me what you want to do.
Let's say this. You hurt that rabbit for any sort of particular reason, this innocent little creature. I'll make sure you pee your pants, through your pants, onto the floor, and get some on your friend's boot.
So he nods, and he says, good. So you don't want the rabbit hurt. Then you're not going to lie to me anymore.
Who's to say I was lying?
Tell me about Lieutenant Star Aegeus.
They're a lieutenant, and their name is Star Aegeus.
What is your relationship with them?
I mean, I haven't seen them in this sort of light. They seem like an attractive person. I don't think they're into me like that.
They take a moment to process that you're speaking romantically. Professionally, what is your professional relationship with Lieutenant Star Aegeus?
Nothing really. We just met.
All right. That knife is moving towards this rabbit now. He's holding the rabbit by the ears, which, of course, I'm talking like a long-eared rabbit. The rabbit is in pain from being held like this and is trying to fight it. It notices the knife coming and is like doing that thing where it's swinging and trying to kick away from it, but of course then it'll swing back towards it. And he goes, I'm sorry, little rabbit. And he pokes it in the chest with the knife, and like a little bit of blood starts running down his beautiful white furry coat. And then he points the bloody knife towards you. Again, there's just a dot of blood on the end of it, but it glints with the light of the torches. I'm going to ask you one more time. What is your professional relationship with Lieutenant Star Aegeus?
He's going to...
You hurt the rabbit. What are you going to do, Rorvin? Get him! Get him! Get him!
Rorvin's going to clear his throat. He's going to mumble something under his breath that the one guy with the knife can hear.
Yeah.
Saying, as a whisper, it's like, I suggest that you run. And I'm casting Dissonant Whispers at level 2.
Okay. It's wisdom, right?
Yep.
All right.
You need to beat DC 13. Ooh, that's not good.
All right. Let me see here.
I roll at a 4d6 because I did it at second level. Psychic damage.
Oh.
13.
All right. How long does this damage last? Is it just the first time?
It's just the first time. Since he failed, he must start running.
Right.
Okay, you whisper a dissonant melody that only the one creature of your choice within range can
Moves
hear.
as far away from you, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously not into anything in danger.
All right, so it's just one time.
Yeah.
He starts running. All right. So he drops the rabbit and the knife and goes, ah, 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 they're everywhere. And he starts running out of the room. There's blood coming from that mask, pouring down his silvered mask and also down onto his beautiful white ghosty robes. The woman's just standing there looking at him like he's a moron. And then she looks at you and she says, okay, so that's the way we're going to do it then. You're sure?
I think our conversation is done here. If you don't mind, I'll be going now. He just like starts standing up, like just like dusting himself off.
All right. So she just shakes her arms of her robes and like insects begin falling out of them on both sides. And then there's like a pile of 30 insects that all begin looking at you, and she whistles and they begin moving towards you. Not quickly, but I mean, they don't really have to. You're back. You're literally on the far side of a cell, right? There's no way for you to dodge them. They begin covering ground. There's, we got like some weird centipedes, some scorpions, some spiders, which aren't technically insects, but you know what? Let's just include them anyway. A bunch of weird creatures are all approaching you at once, and the eyes look sad through the silvered mask at you.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I cast Thunderwave.
Wow. All right. That's a pretty good call. I assume you don't have many second level spells left, right?
Thunderwave is the first level. I should only have one more. Where's my spell slots? I don't see my spell slots. Okay. Well, I know I only have 2 second level spells. Thunderwave is only a first level. I'll use the first level.
Okay.
Oh, you can actually select it to first or second. Okay.
You can just roll the
I'll do
damage.
second level.
They're not going to be able to pass this save. Well, I guess the question is if she passes the save.
Yeah, I'll do second level. Why not?
Okay.
Nope, need a 13.
She gets knocked back 10 feet. So you basically blow her out of the cell, right? She slams in.
I just do like a nonchalant clap and just go boom. As a
yeah, but you're saying that, but like it's a visible wave of force that like sand scours the floor, right? Like these floors come away clean at the end of this.
Yeah,
the bugs are all dead.
Damage.
Oh, actually, she's dead too. Wow, you rolled fucking incredible. 767 on D8s. What is? You know what? It's Spoon's fault. This is all Spoon's fault.
How's it Spoon's fault?
Because Spoon, he's a paladin, right?
Yeah.
He showed up in James's episode and he critical initiative, then critical hit first round the boss.
Yep, the paladin smite.
Yeah, he did 52 points of damage, and all of his damage rolls are all fucking really high too. It was unreal. It was such a pain in the ass. All right, so she gets knocked back into the cage opposite yours, the cell, right? And she's basically pinned against the cell wall for a moment. The bugs are all dead.
I'm just going to start going towards the other guy.
All right, so you leave the cell and you start leaving towards that guy.
Is he still running away?
Yeah,
or?
Well, he ran away for one round, which is, the maximum that you've offered him. As you leave the cell, his hand lashes out, and a whip is moving towards you, towards your vulnerable, very human throat.
Okay.
13, creature armor class.
I think it just meets it. So yes, yeah. It
Okay.
just meets it.
All right. Let's make opposed strength checks here real quick.
Athletics or is it strength save?
I think it's you get to pick athletics or acrobatics, actually.
Okay, I want to pick
12.
athletics.
Good luck.
10. Nope. All right.
You, and he yanks it, and you fall to the ground on your hands and knees. It's your turn to make a decision as to what you want to do here. They are on either side of you at this point, and you are on the ground with a,
Oh, is she still alive?
Yeah. Oh no, wait. Oh, sorry. She took the 20. No, she's unconscious. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what I do.
Yeah. What do you do?
Is it's safe to say that I can't do any spells at the moment because he's choking me, right?
You can't do any verbal spells. You could still do somatic or component spells.
So I can't do any spells.
Wow, look at this bard shit talking somatic spells. Counter spell is a classic bard spell, and that is somatic only.
That's a third level spell, though.
Yeah, but I'm pointing out that you do.
I'm saying I can't do any spells at the moment because all mine are verbal.
Okay,
at least.
All right.
Okay,
all right. Just do it.
I'm going to. Can I actually move towards him?
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably super easy because he's basically pulling you towards him.
So it's essentially, I'm just going to start wrapping his whip around one of my arms as I start walking towards him with the snowy sword.
Okay, you're still choking though the whole time.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'm just going to make a swing because why not?
All right.
Where's my?
You can click on Rorvin inventory. Longsword. Look at all that.
I don't think I put the damage in yet, or maybe I did. I don't know.
Well, D&D Beyond will fill that damage in for you.
Yeah. So it'd be D6 plus 1D4 because of the snow thing. That'll hit. Well, this is 17. Is that hit?
Yeah.
Okay. It did not put the damage in. Okay. So we D6 plus D4 of cold damage plus 2 for strength. 11.
So you're not stabbing him with your sword. You're hitting him with the Elsa's short sword. Jesus, That's what you called it?
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I?
Okay. You hit him with the frost knife, and the injury instantly chills and freezes over as you cut through his robe and hit him. He goes.
I tried talking smack. I'm like. Oh, have I taken any damage yet?
No, I mean you're about to.
Oh, okay.
So
this is one. I didn't know if I took damage when I failed the one thing.
He lets go of the whip and pulls out a sap, like a bag filled with stuff to hit people with. And basically just aims at hitting you in the back of the head over and over again with this bludgeon.
Okay.
It's like someone hitting you with a roll of quarters. Okay, I'm betting a 21 will hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right, take 5 points of damage.
Okay, going from 21 to 16.
At that point, his other hand pulls out a whistle, and he puts it up to the masked lips. It takes a little negotiating to get it in there, and he blows it. You don't hear anything when he blows the whistle.
Hmm.
What do you want to do?
Since you let go of the whip, am I still choking?
I mean, it's still wrapped around your throat. You
Okay.
could unwrap it as a free action.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know whether, you seem like maybe you were into it. I don't really know what you want to do there.
I'll take it off because I need voice. And I think I'm just going to hit him with the sword again if he's somehow still not out yet.
He's not out. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's attack. 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damage. 4. Oh, only 8 that time. Oh, that's not right. It's supposed to be D6, not a D8. Oh no, I clicked on my longsword. That's my problem. I'll take the 2. Doesn't matter.
All right. Previously. Okay. All right. Have you ever pulled a freezer burned ham out?
Yes.
It's like that. His whole skin instantly goes to freezer burn level. Anything that's remotely visible is at that. Like the knife overkills him. That frost damage.
It's a short sword. But yes, I've seen the freezer burn effects.
Yeah, it's instantaneous. It's fast. He goes down.
Sweet.
At some point in the background, there is a slightly bleeding rabbit hopping away. Dashing, really. I mean, hopping implies slowness. It is dashing away from this situation.
I want to quickly go into the cell to where the one person that's unconscious. Take their cloak and their mask.
Okay.
Then slap it on real quick and start kind of trying to walk away nonchalantly.
All right. The woman that you're taking this off from, I mean, there's nothing particularly special about her. Brown hair, brown eyes, no identifying marks. Seems like someone you can meet anywhere in Silver Marsh. But you've got her clothes now. I mean, there is some measure of blood on them. And this is not this is a costume. This is not subtle. Wearing this marks you in every way now. But what do you want to do?
Essentially trying to find my way out of the situation as much as possible.
All right.
Figure out how to get out of this dungeon to get out of here.
Make a survival check real quick to see how long it takes.
Oh boy, that's not going to be good.
This is pretty much the most, I mean, beyond being in a forest, this is the most survivalist check you could make. You follow the fresh air quickly, Gandalf style, and manage to find the exit that they have created into this dungeon. You appear to be in... Have you ever... This is a European thing more than an American thing. But you know how things sink into the ground over the years and sometimes people build over them? Well, it happens in Chicago, so I guess it happened in America as well. You're essentially in an old castle that has sunk into the ground and another castle was built over it. And you are somewhere in a courtyard of this also abandoned castle that is slowly sinking into the ground.
Right.
You have escaped, however. The camera lingers on the pitcher of water and the steak dinner that was prepared for you, now cooling itself next to 2 slowly dying bodies. You've escaped.
And nobody else come by?
This castle is not very big. It is like several hundred feet across, and it moss is growing everywhere. The stones are being pulled apart by plants growing in between the cracks. Probably couldn't defend very much with it. Doesn't seem very prestigious either. The wood has all rotted away. No one appears to be in this abandoned courtyard.
Is there any sort of visible way to the castle above this castle?
So just so that I may not have described this well.
Okay.
The castle that I am currently describing is the castle that is above ground. And you have come out in the middle of the courtyard of that. The other castle was underneath that one, and that's where you were imprisoned.
Gotcha.
There we go.
Right,
now we're on the same page.
Yep. Okay.
Listen, I make these mistakes all the time. I'm getting worse at describing complex architectural situations.
Since seeing that there's nobody around, he's going to ditch the cloak and the mask.
Right.
Actually, he's going to pocket the mask just in case there's any
So
sort of inscriptions.
the mask is like a full head situation.
Oh, okay.
Like it's all the way around to the front, to the back, sides. It's a whole skull covering anonymizer.
Gotcha. I'm going to just find a decent place to hide in case someone else does come. Just kind of briefly look at the mask.
Okay.
But not for too long, not to linger in case someone does.
Yeah,
come.
make a stealth check then. I wanna
Okay.
see you hiding in the eaves of some rotting wood. Desperate for it.
Holy shit. All right.
All right. You hear a Rorvin, is that you? Rorvin.
Can I see who's sniffing me out?
So someone has climbed up onto the top level of the castle. You know, the battlements. They're wearing a guardsman cloak. It's hard to tell, given that it's nighttime, exactly who it is. Maybe you recognize the voice a little bit. Sounds feminine.
I'm going to. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to. I'll poke my head out, not thinking too much on the situation. So it's someone I know. It's probably fine.
All right. It's Guardsman Caven. She goes, oh, sir, you're here. Are you okay?
Yes. Why?
I've been looking for you.
Oh. Well, I'm here. Where is here?
We're somewhere south of Silvermarsh, sir. I've been trying to track you. I know it's only been a few hours, but you disappeared in the streets out of nowhere.
Right. How'd you track me down?
You have an unusually strong smell, and I'm a really good, investigator.
He like start trying to smell himself.
You don't smell anything. Sir, you can't smell yourself. You're so used to. It's like when you leave your house and then you come back to it after some time and it smells different from how you remember. That's how it always smells.
Yes, but is it? Do I smell like cologne? Do I smell like just?
I don't think you wear cologne, sir. I mean, you just.
I don't.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely do not smell like cologne. It's just.
I'm just alarmed that I leave such a lingering stink.
Okay, don't worry. Everybody has. It's okay, sir. Everyone has. Okay, I'm gonna send you a rope down there. How about we can talk about this after you're up here? All right, so she begins tying a rope off to one of the battlements, sawtooth, and drops it down there. And she just spends the whole time pulling you up, letting you know that, it's fine. It's not like she'd go out of her way to smell it, because everybody smells. But, it's not unpleasant.
Right.
Okay. I always thought maybe I had a little, like maybe some lizard folk heritage, or maybe, the plains around here are really weird. Maybe I just got like some sort of dog demon. mixed up in me.
I'd rather not find out.
Okay, I normally try not to use this. A lot of people, you seem weirded out by it. Okay.
It's fine. I'm just alarmed that you're able to, if I smell that bad, to yeah, let's skip this conversation.
Okay. What are you doing here?
I was kidnapped and people tried to question me. They threatened a rabbit and I threatened them. Well, it's more so a promise than a threat. But...
All right. That sounds complicated, and I feel like I'm missing a lot of context. Do we need to bring some guardsmen back to deal with these ruffians?
Oh, they're dead.
Okay. Do we need to bring some morticians back to deal with these ruffians?
Probably.
Okay.
If their bodies are still there.
What do you mean by that?
These are very, very smoke and mirrors type of people. Quite literally. He shows the mirrored mask.
She gasps. She says, "The Takers."
Oh, is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're a legend around here.
Oh, the only thing that was taken was their lives, but sure.
Wow. I didn't think they were real. You killed them?
Yes.
All three of them?
There's 3.
Well, how many did you see?
Only 2. And then there was a rabbit.
Okay. Well, the rabbit is not part of the legend. It's just there are these mythological. I don't know why we're talking like this. All right, I'm going to talk normally now. There's no one around, right? I mean, I didn't see.
There's a third one.
No. Well,
as I look around for maybe a third one.
Make a perception check.
And get the dirt out of my eyes. Oh, crit. All right.
There is not a third one, but you do see the rabbit happily making his way, burrowing himself out of the castle to rejoin the natural community. So she sits on the edge of the battlement with her legs over the outside of the castle and starts telling you the legend of the Takers. So this is like a hundreds of year old legend of there's always 3 of them. They appear before the rich and powerful in order to get them to confess their crimes, or they're always seen as a figure of questionable justice. Okay, normally they get involved, but there's always a twist to whatever they get involved in that makes it a little less straightforward.
Interesting.
Well, if they're dead, they're dead.
Yeah. Then Rorvin start eyeing the other rabbit. It's like, was this a plot? What shit?
The rabbit is flopping off into the midnight darkness. You can't see it anymore.
Let's just get back to the city.
Because you're a regular, normal human without dark vision. So
actually, I'm just gonna. I'll go back and check the bodies, see if they're still there.
They are gone.
Okay, that's possible.
Haven is upset that you go back because it means going back down the rope, which means she needs to haul you back up again later. But that's fine. She's your buddy, man. So
good exercise.
Yeah, when you go back in, they're the signs of the battle are still there, right? The frost, the dead insects, the blood, but the bodies are gone.
Sounds about right. Okay. All right, I guess I just leave. Just nothing to investigate because unless I take their blood, that doesn't do me much good.
I mean, you have the mask. It has some blood on it.
Oh, okay. Well,
did you want to do something with it? A dark ritual?
No, I don't have any dark ritual powers.
Cast Revivify on the mask. There's a whole person inside of the mask. They just form mask first down to a human body.
No, yeah, I'll take the mask with me.
All right. You know,
then
these
just spring
people,
some of
they
the
treated you with respect and gentlemanliness, and you returned it with murder.
They're trying to kill a rabbit.
They were trying to torment you by hurting the rabbit.
And I told them not to do that. And then
That's
they did
true.
that.
You did tell them not to do that. This is the price of arrogance. What do you want to do?
I guess go back to Salt Marsh and
Okay. You head back to
maybe
Silver March with Caven.
yeah. Is what time of day is it? I should ask.
Well,
Is
when
it,
you started your journey from this abandoned castle, it was nearing midnight. By the time you get back to Silver Marsh, it's like 2 a.m.
okay, so it was like a couple hours. Okay, well, he was dragged quite a ways then. All right. Yeah, I think of that. Well, I don't know if you've really been tired because you've probably been knocked out for like about 8 hours, probably.
We were knocked out for 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours. Okay, probably going to bed at that point because
Okay.
with like an eye open.
Sleeping with one eye open?
Yeah.
Caven offers to stand guard outside of your room if it'll make you feel better.
Sure.
All right. She gets a chair and puts it in front of the door so that, no one can get in without getting past her, and then sits down in it.
That's when she finds out the door opens from the other side.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which way the door opens, though, right? Because her and the chair are in the doorway. No one will be able to, not unless they're like a gelatinous cube or.
She's not doing the whole put the door under the chair under the doorknob and then.
No, okay. Imagine someone sat in a chair outside your hotel room.
Right.
Yes, that's what she's doing. She's not
physically sitting in.
Yes,
in front
she's
of the
not
door.
doing any weird stuff with the door. She's just sitting.
Right. Okay.
All right. When you wake up, we get that wah, 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 wah. And that's it for this part. Next time, should you survive, you will level up.
Okay.
Your spells will get even more powerful. You might even be able to use second level Thunder Wave twice.
Yeah, I could technically do it twice now, but
you might be able to do it 3 times. I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know how D&D works.
It'd be 3 times.
Oh boy.
The 5th level, you get 3rd level stuff.
Look at this guy.
That was an experience.
Yeah. It was the polite tormentors, the takers. And you were just like, I'm gonna kill them.
I was like, don't hurt that rabbit. Don't do it. Okay.
Now we know. We know where Pondo the Mads, he can negotiate with his torturers just right up until they hurt a rabbit. That's his breaking point. Well, Pondo, I hope you enjoyed your time. The mystery of the plots of Silver Marsh deepens with the appearance of the takers. Those plots are a lot more muddied now that the takers are dead, probably, maybe, except for the 3rd rumored guy who may or may not exist. I mean, who knows anymore what's going on? Maybe he went to get a sandwich and just didn't get back in time.
He's got a sandwich. It's like, I'm going to get a sandwich. He goes, be right back. I'm like, what the heck?
Let me see here. Let me see this calendar. Are we good in 2 weeks? I'm betting that in 2 weeks it's going to be Christmas. What day is the 9th?
Christmas is on Saturday that week. So,
2 weeks is going to be the 23rd, right? Yeah, Thursday the 23rd.
That week of Christmas I go in every day at 12 to 6.
All right. So I guess our next episode will be 2 weeks after that, which is January 6th, a portentous day. I'll get you down here on the schedule. Bada bing, bada boom. Well, any questions, comments, concerns, personal projects that you'd like to promote? An episode of Ranch Simulator was released recently. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure too. Thought I saw it. I mean, I saw it because I was there. I lived it. I edited it.
Oh, amazing.
As far as personal stuff goes, I think today I want to start trying to work on the XCOM thing. At least the first part of it. It'll probably be
I'm excited.
a 3 or 4 part type of series. Just because it's such a, well, not necessarily a grand like prospect of doing that, because you could easily do it quite literally by just using a D100 type of system.
True. But there's a lot of math that goes into every shot, you know.
Yeah. You can also just simplify that math though. You don't, or do like the range penalties and whatnot, or like close range bonus. Yeah. Regardless, because the idea is to do the main one, whereas bringing the ideas of it, bringing it into the campaigns. Then one episode is going to be based on changing the 5e, some of the 5e mechanics and whatnot too. Kind of
5E. All right.
Well, not necessarily, mainly the combat. It's like to essentially sum down, speed up like amounts of damages, how much health each enemy has, yada yada yada. So that way you're not there trying to swing 5 or 6 times, hitting the guy every time he's still alive, laughing at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So I'm gonna try to work on that today. Other than that, not too much at the moment, other than the holidays times where things are going to get crazy, because we're going to be out this week for Rogue Trader because I have a Christmas party to go to. Next week should be fine for me, at least.
Listen, Pondo, I always basically assume December is a total wash. This is what Ranch Simulator is for, right?
Right.
This is the purpose of having several of those series sitting around, so that people who have nothing to do at Christmas can at least watch something AP Gaming real adjacent. Because that's what I'm here to do, is to get people through Christmas. You know, I'm still at war with it.
I understand. It's a feudal war, but it is a war.
It is a feudal war. Several gains that we make setbacks as well. But all right, friends at home, we'll see you in 4 weeks for the next part of Rorvin Nurk's story, now that it's taken a weird turn. Well, I mean, we've already got cults and mysterious murders, so I guess a gentlemanly interrogation isn't that weird. Just wait until the ghosts show up, though. That's when it gets really weird.
The people I just murdered.
They show up and, you know, I am the ghost of interrogations past.
Why did you kill me? Over a rabbit. Well, I told you.
I told you about those rabbits. All right, guys, have a good time zone.